Have you ever felt a sudden tightness in your chest or a wave of dizziness when you were all alone? It's a frightening thought, isn't it? Especially as we get older. The possibility of a heart attack becomes something we all think about a little more. But what if it happened to you, right there in your own home, without anyone around to help? That's a scary scenario. But knowing what to do in those crucial moments can make all the difference between life and death. Today, I want to talk with you about something truly important: how to survive a heart attack when you're alone, and not just survive, but survive fast, within just 10 seconds. Because when it comes to your heart, every second counts. You don't need to be a doctor or have fancy equipment. You just need some simple, practical steps you can remember and use as steps that could save your life. First, let's understand what's happening in those critical moments. A heart attack happens when blood flow to a part of your heart is blocked, usually by a clot. Without enough blood, that part of the heart muscle starts to get damaged. The pain, the pressure, or that crushing feeling in your chest is your body's urgent signal to act fast. Now, many heart attacks start slowly with mild pain or even just discomfort. That's why it's so important to listen to your body and not ignore those early warning signs. But what if the worst happens and you feel that intense pressure and pain? Here's what you do. The very first thing is to stop whatever you're doing. Don't try to walk around or finish a task. Sit down immediately. Sitting or lying down helps reduce the strain on your heart. If you can, try to stay calm. I know it's easier said than done, but panic only makes your heart work harder. Take slow, deep breaths and focus on keeping your body still. While you're sitting, the next step is to chew and swallow an aspirin. Yes, aspirin. It's a powerful blood thinner that helps stop clots from growing, and it's often called the golden drug during heart attacks. Make sure you have aspirin handy at home and keep it somewhere easy to reach. If you're not allergic and your doctor has approved it before, this step could buy your heart precious time. But you might be wondering, what if I don't have aspirin nearby? That's okay. Even without it, the most important thing is to stay calm and still while you call for help. Now, here's a crucial step many people don't think about. Call emergency services right away. If you're alone and experiencing heart attack symptoms, use your phone to dial emergency help immediately. Don't wait or hope the pain goes away. This call is your lifeline. If your voice feels weak, just make sure the call goes through. Sometimes even just a connection alerts emergency responders. If you happen to be somewhere where you can't call, or the phone is out of reach, then make noise, bang on the wall, shout, or use a whistle if you have one nearby. The goal is to alert anyone nearby that you need urgent help. There's also a technique some doctors recommend that might sound a little unusual, but could help in those moments. It's called the cough CPR. If you feel a heart attack coming on and you're alone, try taking a deep breath and then cough hard and repeatedly every couple of seconds. The forceful coughs help keep your blood flowing and might delay the worst effects long enough for help to arrive. But remember, this is a temporary measure. It doesn't replace calling for help. The last thing I want to mention right now is the power of preparation. Having your emergency numbers saved and accessible, keeping aspirin in your kitchen or bedside table, and telling close friends or family members about your heart health can all improve your chances if something happens. Now that we've talked about stopping immediately, taking aspirin, calling for help, and even using cough CPR, it's clear that surviving a heart attack alone is about quick, calm action. Your body is sending you signals, and your response can save your life. Let's move forward and talk about how to recognize those early subtle signs, how to prepare your home and phone for emergencies, and how lifestyle habits can reduce your risk in the first place. Because surviving isn't just about those 10 seconds. It's about what you do every day to protect your heart. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the early signs your body might give you before a full-blown heart attack hits. Sometimes, these signals are so subtle that we tend to brush them off as just fatigue or indigestion. but paying attention to them can give you a precious head start. You might notice unusual shortness of breath, even when you're resting. Maybe you feel a tightness or discomfort in your chest that comes and goes, or a strange pressure in your upper body like your arms, neck, jaw, or back. Sometimes, it's just a vague feeling of unease or dizziness that's hard to explain. It's easy to think it's nothing serious, especially if you've felt tired a lot lately. But if these symptoms linger or get worse, it's your heart asking for attention. That's why it's so important to trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. Call your doctor, and if the symptoms are intense or sudden, call emergency services right away. The faster you act, the better your chances. Now, preparing your home and your phone for emergencies can make a huge difference. First, keep your phone charged and within reach at all times, especially during the night. Many heart attacks happen early in the morning, so having your phone close by can mean calling for help without delay. Also, save emergency numbers under simple names like help or 911, so you can dial quickly without fumbling. It's a good idea to have a list of your medications and medical history saved on your phone or written down somewhere easily accessible. This information helps emergency responders act faster and more effectively. If you have family or close friends nearby, let them know about your heart condition and your emergency plan. Sometimes just knowing someone will check on you regularly is a comfort and could be life-saving. While we're on preparation, think about making your home safer to reduce risks. Clear walkways and keep your living space clutter-free to avoid falls or accidents, especially if you suddenly feel weak or dizzy. Have water and aspirin nearby, and consider getting a medical alert device if you live alone. These devices can automatically call for help if you become unconscious or unable to reach the phone. But of course, surviving a heart attack is not only about what you do in the moment, it's about what you do every day to protect your heart and reduce the chances of a heart attack in the first place. Eating a balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein supports your heart health. Avoiding excessive salt, sugar, and processed foods helps keep your blood pressure and cholesterol in check. Regular, gentle exercise is another key. You don't have to run marathons. Simple daily walks, stretching, or even light gardening can improve circulation, lower stress, and strengthen your heart over time. And if you smoke, quitting is one of the most powerful things you can do right now for your heart and your overall health. Managing stress also plays a big role. Chronic stress can raise blood pressure and strain your heart, so find what relaxes you, whether it's reading, listening to music, meditation, or spending time with loved ones, and make it a part of your routine. Keeping your regular medical checkups is vital. Don't skip those appointments, and be honest with your doctor about how you're feeling. Sometimes the smallest complaints can point to bigger issues that need attention. Remember, heart health is a lifelong journey, but with small daily habits and being prepared, you can greatly increase your chances of survival even if you're alone when it counts. There's one more thing we should talk about: how to recognize and handle situations when you're not sure if it's a heart attack or something else. Sometimes symptoms can mimic less serious issues like indigestion or anxiety. When in doubt, it's always safer to treat it as a heart emergency and get help immediately. Waiting or trying to tough it out can cost precious time. Knowing these details and planning ahead isn't about living in fear. It's about empowering yourself with knowledge and taking control of your health, so you can live with confidence and peace of mind. From here, we'll look at some real-life examples and stories from people who survived heart attacks alone, using these simple steps. Hearing how others managed can inspire and motivate you to be ready, no matter what. Let me share a story that might resonate with you. There was a gentleman named George who lived alone in a small apartment. One morning, he suddenly felt that familiar, crushing pressure in his chest. Instead of freezing up or panicking, George remembered what we've talked about. He sat down immediately, reached for the aspirin, he always kept on his nightstand and called emergency services. While waiting, he practiced deep breathing and kept calm. Because of his quick action and preparation, George made it through his heart attack with minimal damage and was back to enjoying his garden within a few months. Stories like George's remind us that surviving a heart attack alone is possible, and that those crucial first seconds can save your life. The truth is, when you're armed with simple knowledge and practical steps, you gain a powerful sense of control in what could otherwise be a terrifying situation. But survival isn't just about that moment. It's about the lifestyle choices we make every day. It's about staying active, eating well, managing stress, and keeping up with your doctor's advice. Every positive change you make strengthens your heart and lowers your risk. If you or someone you love has heart concerns, don't hesitate to talk openly about it. Encourage family and friends to learn these life-saving steps, too. The more prepared we all are, the safer our communities become. Remember, small changes can make a big difference.